Hey guys, it's Kyla at the MJC here, and I am here today to go through the custody and placement sections of the marital settlement or proposed marital settlement agreement. But before we get into that, just a reminder that nothing in this video is intended to be legal advice. It is a video, so I'm not able to analyze your specific situation to determine whether this is the right form for you, whether what you are proposing or agreeing to is something that a court will approve, or to determine whether what you're asking for or agreeing to is in your best interest. So if you have those kinds of questions, I would recommend getting some legal advice. You can get brief legal advice for free here in Milwaukee County through the Marquette Volunteer Legal Clinics. For those of you who aren't in Milwaukee County, you can contact your clerk of court to find out what resources are available in your area. All right, so we're doing the custody and placement sections. One thing I'll let you know just right off the bat is some definitions. So custody just means decision-making power. It means who gets to decide where the kids go to school, who their doctor is, that sort of thing. Placement is what deals with where the children actually physically live and who they spend time with. So keep those definitions in mind as you're writing down your agreement here. So, first thing you'll do is you're going to write in the names of minor children. So those of you who have been following all of our video series will know that John Smith and Jane Doe have a couple of minor children together. They are Sally Smith, and we're going to put in the child's birthday as well, and Sally was born back in 2010. And then they have another one who is Susie Smith. And we'll put in Susie's birthday as well. And 2015. So then you're going to indicate for each child whether you want joint custody. So joint custody means both parents are able to make decisions, at least in theory, working together to make major decisions. Sole custody with joint petitioner A or the petitioner. So for those of you who are doing the proposed marital settlement, the petitioner is whoever filed originally. For those of you who are doing either a marital settlement agreement or perhaps who started jointly but are now going forward contested, joint petitioner A, again, just whoever's name went first. Or saying the respondent or joint petitioner B will be the only one who's able to make decisions. So you'll indicate that, and you'll indicate it for both kids. So we could say for Sally, they can both make decisions, but for Susie, just Jane is going to make decisions. Or maybe for Sally, only John can make decisions, but for Susie, only Jane can make decisions. We could say just Jane for both, just John for both, or joint for both. So it's really up to you what you want to propose, or for those of you who are going forward jointly, what both of you agree to. Because remember, if you are filling out that marital settlement agreement, you do need to agree about everything. For the proposed marital settlement, this is just your proposal. So if you don't think the other person agrees, that's okay for those of you who are doing the proposed marital settlement because you're going forward in a contested manner. So you'll fill that in. You can click here if you want to do an attached parenting plan to explain decision making in more detail. Since you have to do a parenting plan anyway, for those of you who are contested, and here in Milwaukee, we do also do it for those who are joint. Doing a separate parenting plan may not be super helpful, but since you have to do one anyway, you can check here that you're doing the attached parenting plan. Or if you don't have anything specific that's going to go into the parenting plan, you don't have to check it. Good, so we've got that. And then you'll just make sure you're going to repeat the children's names down here. I like to copy paste, but you may be able to type your kids' names more quickly. And then here we're going to indicate how placement will be. And placement again indicates who the children live with and when they spend time with whatever parent they don't live with. And so you have a few options. Shared placement has a very technical definition, and you can see it's actually written in the margin over here. Shared placement means that the person with less time has at least 92 overnights in a year. So 92 overnights is approximately 2 days, 2 overnights every week. It's actually slightly less than that, but an average of 2 overnights a week. Or it could all come at once. So if you're somebody who has, let's say you have your child in the summer, you have them May, June, July, August, that would also put you over 92 overnights in a year. So you'll count up the number of overnights. If the person with less time has at least 92, then it's going to be shared, and you'll check shared. If the children are going to live primarily with one parent, so that means less than 92 overnights for the person with less time, then you'll check primary. And it can be primary with, again, petitioner, joint petitioner A. In our situation, that's Jane. Or it can be primary with the respondent or joint petitioner B. Again, those are synonymous. And you can do the same thing for both kids. Or again, you could say, it's going to be shared with one and primary with the other. Or, Sally's going to be primary with John and Susie's going to be primary with Jane. Whatever works for you. So either for those of you who are filing separately, whatever you want to propose, or for those of you who are filing jointly, whatever you've agreed to. So we'll indicate that John and Jane are going to have shared placement because they know that even though Jane is going to have the kids during the weeks, John is going to have at least 2 overnights in a week. And then you can either write in what your specific schedule is here. So we could say, Jane has Monday through Friday. John has weekends. You can write it in there. We typically don't because, as I mentioned above, you do have to do a parenting plan anyway. So we usually just check 1 because you're going to have to write that schedule in the parenting plan. But if you want to, you can check 2. And you can see there's also a See Attached box if you need more space than this line provides. All right, well, that is all for this section. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. If you do have other questions during pandemic times, you can find us in room G9 of the Milwaukee County Courthouse. I will be back shortly, continuing to walk you through all of the sections in this document. But until then, I hope that you all go out and represent yourselves well.